Hey guys, DeeDavidsim here with another speed build. So today we are in Sulani, and this is kind of like an eco-conservationist's home. So the idea that I had for this house was that she had just graduated from college and moved to Sulani to be a conservationist. And so this build is just full of plants, and it's very open and airy, and I really like it as a whole. So it is a loft style house. So it's a big open living space that has like the lofted roof and just the single bedroom that's open at the top. So it does kind of look strange from the outside, but I really do like this build as a whole. It took me about a day to do, honestly, just trying to get all of the windows where I wanted them, and choosing the right windows is always difficult for me on beach houses because I honestly have never really built in Sulani. I think I've done maybe 4, and a lot of them are just like beach makeovers and like town places, so like bars or stuff like that. So I'm getting used to houses and how they go, but I do really like this build, and I had a really good time building it. So as you can see, it is a very open floor plan. It's just the one bedroom and bath. This that I'm doing here, so this will be kind of like open to the elements, but it does count as a room, so I'm not sure if it will like freak them out in a thunderstorm or not. I didn't play test it during a thunderstorm, so I don't know. I'm very sorry. I know that that's a thing now, that your Sims can get like terrified moodlets, and so it's honestly, I turn thunderstorms off when I'm playing because of that. Because it slows down gameplay so drastically that it gets annoying a little bit. But I do turn it on sometimes when I just feel like having that, but honestly, not a lot. So, moving on, I did go with a lot of lighter wood tones. I wanted to go originally with like the orangey wood tone that's like the flooring right now, but I did decide against it, and I wanted to go with just a more simple light wood, like the outside of the home. So I did originally have this like a completely different layout, and I think I bulldozed the lot like 7 times just because I could not. I wanted it to be one floor. I don't know if you guys are like this. I wanted it to be one story and use the platform tool, but it just was not working out in my favor to have a build that small. So originally, like where the bathroom was going to be a platform and the bed, and I had it, and it was beautiful, and I loved it, and then I forgot they have to be able to go to the bathroom, so I had to bulldoze it, and I was so upset. So that's when I decided to make it the 2 stories. Just a little tidbit there. But the bathroom, it does only have a tub, because I really wanted to use that tub that came with Island Living, and so it does only have the tub. I thought about adding the inside or outside shower. I think that's what it's called, because your Sims don't get embarrassed if it's outside. So I did think about just putting that out on the balcony so that like if she comes in from a swim, she can rinse off before, I don't know, going into the house. Or if you just wanted it that way. I did think about putting it there. I didn't in the end, just because I thought it would kind of look weird. But yeah, so if you wanted to add that, there's an idea for you. But I did just have it as the simple bathtub. So it is kind of a large bathroom, and it does kind of look strange. So that was the original plan, was to add that shower in there, but I just couldn't find the right layout for it. So I did decide against it because I really wanted to keep that window there. That was really the whole reason that I didn't do it. But yeah, so if you want to add it in, you can. By all means, it is your build after this. So again, I did want to use just the lighter wood tones. I did think about doing a blue kitchen originally, as you can see here, but I did decide against it because I changed them to those originally, and I was like, ooh, I like that brown. But then I decided against it because I wanted to use the Snowy Escape stove. So yeah, I do end up switching the counters out, but I do keep the layout of the kitchen the same. So, yeah. Moving on though, I don't know if you guys like to do the gameplay of, I always just want to say Sulani, but that's not the name of the pack. Island Living. So I don't know if you guys ever do. If you have tips, please leave them in the comments below, because I feel like every time I build a family or a sim to go here, I'm like so pumped to do it. I get them built and then I lose all interest. And I want to not do that because I really want to play in Sulani because it's such a beautiful place. So please help, because I do love playing the game as well as building. But yeah, so if you have any tips or tricks that you like to do in Sulani, like if you have a let's play that you would recommend, please drop it in the comments because I'm lost when it comes to this pack. But I do love all of the stuff that comes with it, and I do use it a lot in builds. So I did originally have those Island Living cabinets up above, but then I decided to do like an open shelving because that's a popular thing right now. And I honestly, if I could have it my way in my house, I would do open shelving, and maybe I will eventually, but as of right now I can't because I live in an apartment and it's pre-made. So that's a thing that can't happen. But yeah, I did want to have a lot of clutter here. There is still that corner next to the refrigerator that they can use, and I do add an island in, and I'm very sorry, the island does look strange because it's kind of far from the kitchen, but I had to leave room for the Sims to walk to get into the kitchen, so it does kind of look strange, but that is the quote-unquote dining area for this build. So right there, so I do add like 2 of the new bar stools from the 21st birthday pack, I guess. I don't know what to call it. Update, 21st birthday update. They're super cute. I do love the things that came with the update, but because they were created by CC creators, they do look like CC. And so that does kind of bug me, but I love them too much not to use them. So I don't care. So moving on to the living room, I did want to do like a no TV living room, but I figured Sims wouldn't like that, and neither did I, honestly. So I did decide to use the Eco Lifestyle TV, like the debug TV, just like that little bitty tiny one in the end. And I do play around with this layout so much because I could not figure it out because I had the door in the middle of the room, and honestly that's something that I never do for a living space because of problems like this, honestly. But yeah, so moving that around so much, and I wanted to kind of do like a cabinet, but then I was like, it's too bulky, and it just, honestly, it took me probably 20 minutes of just going through all of the like shelving and surfaces to finally decide on how I wanted everything to look. And so Eventually I do decide and I land on something that I like. Because when I placed that wall hanging, it gave me an idea. And so I completely turned everything around, and I wanted to use that for the desk. So you'll see that in a little bit. But yeah, so I hate that you can't put the TV on there, but it's too surprisingly enough, the smallest TV in the game is too big for that shelf. So I do just put it on that little laundry day kind of counter. But yeah, so I did sink this shelf down into that desk to kind of make it look connected. I really liked that. I do, however, hate that it doesn't come in a lighter swatch, and so it doesn't really match, which kind of sucks. Like, there were no really good matching swatches for it, so that was kind of crappy. But I didn't want it to be any darker because, again, I didn't want to have like dark harsh tones in this build. I really wanted it to be like a light and airy build. But yeah, just cluttering up these shelves, and again, I wanted to have a ton of plants, so you'll see that in the kitchen, and I add a bunch here and in the little reading nook, and just all over the build, honestly, because I felt like as a conservationist, like, she would have a bunch of plants in the house, because that's what you're there to do, is conserve the life of everything around you. So I do add a bunch of books because I didn't have a regular bookshelf, so I did have those so that you could still like purchase books and have those books for your inventory, which is honestly the best thing ever. And I think it took me forever to realize that they were actually bookshelves, or like bookcases in their own way. And so I just thought it was like clutter objects, like books, and I was just putting them all over the house, and I was like, where are they getting all of these books? Because I didn't place a bookshelf in. And then I finally realized. I also realized that the cookbooks that come with, I think, Cool Kitchen stuff are also a bookcase, and it took me so long, guys. I don't read descriptions on anything, and I really should, but they're also not in the storage menu, and so how was I supposed to know? Or maybe it's not those. No, it's not. It's that thing that came with cats and dogs. It's like a bookshelf. It doesn't matter. Back to this build. So here is the reading nook that I had the idea for this entire build because I wanted it to look out over the ocean. And so this corner window from Eco Lifestyle was kind of perfect in that way. And I just love it. It's just so cozy and nice. It honestly relaxes me just looking at it, because I would love to sit there with a book and just chill for the entire day. I don't know if you guys were like relaxing with a good book, but I definitely do. So honestly, it was just the bee's knees to me. So I didn't want to add a lot of like pictures. So I think there's honestly only the 2 in the bathroom and the 4 that I just put down. And I do replace that plant. I don't think I've ever actually been able to use that plant in a build that I liked. Unless it's like an outside thing, but I've never been able to use it inside. So I do end up replacing it with another tall, like planter thing from Eco Lifestyle. So there's that. You'll also notice I did not place any curtains in this build, and I did that on purpose. My idea was that she doesn't really care, even though those 3 windows right there point like perfectly to a beach. But I figured, I don't know, she's a very like open and fun kind of person, so she just doesn't really care if people see her. That was my idea. But yeah, so I didn't want to place any windows. I wanted everything to be light and airy and open, so I just didn't want to add any. But yeah, so also I didn't add any ceiling lights in the bedroom area upstairs, as I don't know if you guys saw that or not. but I did that specifically because it is an open area and there are lamps and stuff up there, so I just didn't want to add any extra lighting, because she has all of that lighting up there, so it's fine. Here I don't add a lot of stuff outside, just some seating and some plants, but I do add a little bit of landscaping. And I don't know if you guys have trouble with landscaping. Honestly, what I try to do is just look at the surrounding areas of wherever I am, like wherever I'm building, and I'll pick out plants either from the debug menu or from the regular like plant build by menu and add them in. If I can't find them, they're probably in the debug menu. So I do use a lot of debug plants for my builds just because it's easier and they look better, honestly. Like they look exactly like the ones surrounding you. So I feel like the ones in the actual build by are just so different. So I don't like using them. But yeah. So here, again, adding just that little bit of landscaping. I didn't want it to feel super beachy, so again, it is more like open, airy, eco kind of style. But yeah, so after this, it's just landscaping and then moving on to the screenshots. Again, if you have any like details on gameplay in Sulani, please post them down below because I really want to play. But I struggle so much. But yeah, so comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you all later. Bye.